Hi, I'm Carrie with EatingOnADime.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my family's favorite cinnamon roll cake. You can get the full link in the description. Let's make this together. Hey guys, okay, we're going to do something fun today. I'm going to show you how to make my favorite cinnamon roll cake. So let me get this set up real quick for you so you can get that recipe. Okay, there we go. Hello friends, I would love to know what the weather is like where you're at. Right now here in Oklahoma, it is sleeting and snowing. So we're all stuck inside, which is the perfect day for baking. So if you do not know who I am, my name is Carrie with EatingOnADime.com. And I'm on a mission to help families make easy and delicious meals and desserts for people who think they can't cook, right? And today I'm going to show you that you can. So today we're going to make a cinnamon roll cake from scratch. It's actually very easy, so don't be scared by it. But if you want the full recipe, just drop the word recipe below and then we will send you the link for it. Okay. So, cinnamon roll cake, I have been making this for, I can't remember how many years we've been making this. So, give me a heart if you love cinnamon rolls. Okay, move this all the way. Okay, today we're going to make a cinnamon roll cake. It is basically all the flavors of cinnamon roll, but combined in an easy cake form. So there's no rolling, there's no rising, but you're still gonna get all the delicious flavors of cinnamon roll without all the work. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while, that I like fun, delicious, but easy recipes. So, cinnamon roll cake is exactly that. It's super simple and easy to make, but it's very tasty without all the extra work of having to make cinnamon rolls from scratch. Cinnamon roll cake you can make for breakfast and you can make for dessert, or it's perfect for potlucks and even brunch. So keep those in mind. If you make the cinnamon roll cake, people will be asking you for the recipe. Okay, so let's get cooking, friends. The first thing we're gonna do is I already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Then we're gonna start mixing all our ingredients together. We're going to start off, the fun thing about this cake is you do not really have to have the wet and dry ingredients. You can just dump them all in. So we're gonna start off with 1/3 cup of melted butter. I already melted it before we hopped on. Move this out of the way. We're going to need some vanilla, a couple teaspoons of vanilla. If you don't know that you can actually make your own homemade vanilla, I just ran out. And you can get that recipe on EatingOnADime.com. Remember, you will find the link for today's recipe in the description. Or you can just say the word recipe and we'll send it to you. Or you can always go to EatingOnADime.com. We have an amazing search feature for you to be able to find any recipes you need. If you search cinnamon roll, you're gonna have so many yummy recipes to make. We need 2 eggs. If your kids are helping you, because this is a fun kid-friendly recipe, make sure you crack the eggs first because then it's easier to get the shells out, or you can crack them in a separate bowl, just in case they make a mistake. Then we need some milk. I forgot to grab the milk. Oh, I might have to grab some other milk out of my other refrigerator. Yeah. Okay, these were all the wet ingredients. Again, you don't have to, but I'm just gonna give it a quick mix together. We're making cinnamon roll cake, friends, if you don't know what we're making. Okay, that's all I'm doing. I'm just whisking those eggs and separating them. We're gonna need some baking powder. We need some sugar, about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Oh, that's powdered sugar. Switch this out. So the trick is when you're measuring for baked items is you want to just scoop it and then scrape it off. You can just use a knife. I have this cute little leveler that came with my measuring cups. But you don't want to pack it in. You just want to level it off. Okay, so that was the sugar. Then we're going to do the same thing with flour. We need 3 cups of flour. As you can see, you probably have all the ingredients to make this recipe right now. Okay? 1. But see how I just scooped it? I didn't pack it. I didn't pat it down. You're just going to level it off. I'm not really pushing it in. I'm just leveling it off. If you ever find your homemade cakes or anything to be extra dry or flaky, that's why. You just use too much flour, and that's okay. You'll just learn for the next time. It'll still be delicious, but you'll just know for future reference. Then we need some salt because that's what activates the baking powder. And we're done. Now we're just going to mix this up. Again, simple, right? Give me a heart, friends, if you can do this. So easy to make. If you don't know what we're making, it's cinnamon roll cake. And this is just the basic batter for the cake. And you could hand mix this if you wanted to. It's up to you. You do you. Okay. One more quick squirt. Move this out of the way. Then we're going to scrape this into a 9 by 13 pan. I've already sprayed my pan with with non-stick spray. And then we're gonna pour, don't worry, I know you're like, excuse me, where's the cinnamon roll part? Don't worry, it's coming. Pour this into the bowl carefully. It may be just slightly lumpy, that is okay. It's almost like making a, like waffles. I mean, it's not, but kind of. I'm just gonna spread this out. Actually, wait, I'm gonna put this in there. Okay. Give this a little, I want it to be leveled out a little bit, and now we're gonna move this to the side and we're gonna make our cinnamon mixture in the cake. So we need 1/4 cup of butter melted. So I'm gonna grab my cup with the butter. Fun little tip, if you melt your butter in a cup, it has some splatter room instead of using a bowl, then it won't splatter all over your microwave. I had already pre-cut this, just so you know. And you can also just lay the paper right on top to prevent from making a mess in your microwave. Okay, while we're waiting on that, we need some brown sugar. Who's excited? We're going to do some brown sugar. Bum, ba-da-dum. About 1/2 cup. I have my 1/4 cup here. Now, brown sugar is the opposite of flour and regular sugar. You want to pack it in there, okay? So you push it to the sides and get it packed in there to measure brown sugar. So we got brown sugar. We need some cinnamon. Now, not the cinnamon sugar mixture, just plain cinnamon. A tablespoon of that. We need to get that butter. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Pour that in there. Then we need flour. Now you're probably thinking, what is this lady doing? Okay, so we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of flour. Same thing, we just scrape it off. Now, the reason I do that is because if you just make the butter, brown sugar, cinnamon mixture and stir it in, when the cake bakes, it will seep to the bottom. Sorry, I needed to clean up a little bit. I'm making a mess in here, guys, which is a good thing, right? We do not want them, we don't want all the deliciousness to sink to the bottom, so we're putting a little bit of flour in there to keep it in the middle of the cake. We're mixing it up, and this is what you'll find. A gloopy, it looks just like you would put in cinnamon rolls, right? Now I'm just gonna kind of plop it on the cake in clumps, or you could just smear it around. Don't worry, we're getting ready to get to the good part. You cannot mess this up, okay? You just can't. Anybody can do this. Again, if you need the recipe, the link is in the description, but if you can't find that, just say recipe below and we'll send it to you. Getting all the goodness out. I like to use a fork when I'm mixing this up because the fork helps break apart the brown sugar if you need help with that. Okay, so then I'm just gonna grab a knife that I used to cut the butter with. And I'm just gonna take a knife, probably not such a sharp knife, maybe just a simple butter knife. And you're just gonna run it through the cake and swirl it around. See how it's just magically swirling together. You want to get that cinnamon. See how right now my cinnamon is just in the center? I want to get it on the edges. You want that delicious center in every bite, right? I mean, just come on. It looks so good. This is the part that the kids love to help with. It's kind of very therapeutic doing this part because it's going to look so beautiful when you bake it up. I mean, look at it. Ugh, so good. Okay, you decide. Now, the more swirls you do, the more cinnamon you'll have throughout the cake. The less swirls, you'll have more like a cinnamon roll where you'll just have the cake part and bites of the cinnamon. I obviously like lots of cinnamon throughout the cake. So now I'm going to go throw this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to run to the garage to get more milk. I didn't realize. Can you add pecans on top? Okay, that's great. Let's talk about that real quick. Now, there's so many variation ideas that you can make with this cinnamon roll cake. It's unreal. So what I would do is, if you're gonna wanna add some pecans or any kind of nuts that you like, or raisins or craisins or anything like that, I would like it in this mixture. But you do you. I would mix it in this mixture and then swirl it in. Another option is you could just dump this on top of the cake, add any of your toppings, raisins, pecans, white chocolate chips, chocolate chips, yes, peanut butter chips. You have so many options. You can sprinkle them on the top and then do the swirl, and that way that goodness gets all in the cake with every bite, and those pecans or whatever else you want would be baked in the cake, and that, my friends, would be amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the drizzle, the glaze that's going to go on top. That just makes this cake so much better. Now, if you're making this the night before, what I would do is cook it just right now and then put it in the fridge. Then you're going to bring it out. I would put your oven at 200 degrees and just let it warm up slowly in the oven while you're making the glaze. And this is how you do it. It's so good. It's such a basic glaze. So we're going to start off with a cup of powdered sugar. Powdered sugar, you're going to measure the same way. You just swoosh it off, right? Level it off. Swoosh it off. Move this out of the way. Then we need some vanilla. About a fourth of a teaspoon. You don't need much. You could just do a splash if you're feeling risky. Then you're going to need 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. Let's see where my, oh, it's right here. Right in front of my face, yay. Okay, oh my goodness, it's snowing so hard out here in Oklahoma. So we're gonna take, I like to do 1 tablespoon at a time. And the reason we're doing that is because you do not want your glaze too runny or too thick. It's easier to add more milk than it is to take away. So I do 1, Mix it together. Get it all mixed in. You're gonna be surprised how much 1 tablespoon of milk will go. Okay, see, it's like a clump. So obviously that's not good. Let's do another tablespoon. Now the reason we say 2 to 3 is because if you packed your powdered sugar in, obviously you're gonna need more milk than if you didn't, like I didn't, okay? Okay, so this is the perfect consistency of what I want. If you like extra glaze, go ahead and double this. But look, that's about the consistency that you want. You want it running, you're welcome. You want it runny, but not water. It needs to be thicker than water. In fact, I might want to add just a little bit more powdered sugar to this, but that's it. So when the cake comes out, I like to let it cool for about 10 minutes so it's not piping hot. Then you're just gonna drizzle this on top, let it soak into the goodness, and cut and serve. So easy and so fun, friends. Woo! And I'm not even a baker. I like my crock pot and I like to do that. I love my crock pot. So if you like to bake, you're gonna love this even more. So go ahead and head to eatingonadime.com. You'll get the full recipe. I hope I inspired you to do something fun in your kitchen besides just cook dinner all the time. Make cinnamon roll cake, right? Okay, I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. I will see you next time. Bye, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. I can't wait for the cinnamon roll cake to come out of the oven. Make sure you grab the link in the description below so you can make this and you can see how delicious this cake is. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.